Hey, what's going on everybody? Mqzuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Jund mid-range deck for standard best of one. So this deck really is a sort of Jund pile. As you can see, we have a lot of one ofs, a lot of two ofs, a lot of just multicolored cards that we just throw together in one huge pile of a deck. So there's no better place to start than at the 2-drop spot. 1 Agonizing Remorse, and 3 Kroxa for hand hate. I don't like having too many of these cards in aggro matchups, but the thing is, the deck deals with aggro so well with its plenty of removal and its board wipes and stuff like that, that I feel like we can like give up the spots or give up a bit of an early game to have a better matchup against the rest of the field. And Kroxa is super good in the late game as an escape thing. It's one of the reasons we are in Jund. Then at the 2-drop, we also have the Stomp part of Murderous Rider. Great early game removal. It's the reason we don't run Scorching Dragonfire, other cheap removal like, sorry, what's the thing called? Eliminate, that's it. Yeah, the reason we play Heartless Act over Eliminate is because it's more versatile, and there aren't many 3-mana walkers we care to get rid of that we can't already do in this deck. Murderous Rider, a bit more versatile removal. Double black is sort of tricky, that's why we only run the 1. I like the creature side, but I don't think, like, we don't cast it as often in this deck. But having the flexible planeswalker removal is really great. 3 Cultivate, just make sure you hit your land drops, ramp into your really powerful plays up in the 5 and 6 and 8 drop spot. 1 Clothis, exile the graveyard. I didn't want to play Scavenging Ooze because I don't want to play too many creatures or creatures that don't give us immediate value. Like Scavenging Ooze gives us immediate value, right? Like it exiles the graveyard if you can pump green mana into it, which another thing, we don't have infinite green mana as we would in mono green. But yeah, so this is easier graveyard hate. It can ramp us. It can be a sort of win condition against stuff that isn't Elspeth Conquers Death, or against control if they don't have Elspeth Conquers Death. And yeah, that's another reason we can run the board wipes with our creatures, is because this gets us value on enters the battlefield, and we just have to call odd and it doesn't exile it. This gets us value, this gets us value, this gets us value, and the Polychronos gets us value. Also, we can pretty safely call even at all times. Oh, also the Rada gets us a land. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. But yeah, it's a lot of splashing, a lot of different cards. And the 4 Extinction event, we want to have our board wipe, clear the path for our walkers to take over the game. Some 1 Fire Artisan. This card can get you card advantage. It can be a win condition. You know, if you can just -7 hurt, it can burn anything down. A walker, face, Polychronos. We are filling the grave quite a bit with cards like Cultivate or cheap removal here, stuff like that. And having it on 4 against aggro and even against control isn't bad. It's a pretty solid card. Also, having more escape is pretty cool. Vraska, cheap removal. You can, well, there's not much you can eat in this deck. You can eat extra lands. You can eat Wolves with Garruk, fun little combo. 1 Karn, fetch the sideboard. We have the artifacts right here. This is for cycling. This is for any graveyard stuff. Cycling, in case you need an extra card, you could just draw a card. Because we have Chandra Planeswalkers, draw more cards if we need it, shut something down, take out Planeswalkers. This can be an alternate win con. If we, well, I mean, we have some creatures in the deck, suitable with an Evercleave, why not? Another win con, blow up a permanent. I mean, we have some big creatures, like I just said. We can cast a pretty cheap Green Hedge, that's kind of funny. And some Stonecoil Serpents to round it up. Karn is just a fun little versatile best of one tool that is rotating pretty soon that I like having access to. We have Nissa. Nissa doubles your mana. It's one of the centerpieces of the deck. You don't want to flood on Nissas. Like, you don't want to have a Nissa come up that often. It's great if you're slightly ahead, but it's not great when you're really, really behind, because your opponent can typically just attack it down at that point. But yeah, Nissa doubling your mana is really key. 1 Heart of Fire, just, you know, flexible Jund walkers. You guys know the 6 ones, Liliana. You guys know I love Liliana. Chandra. I'm so sad these cards are rotating. They're just the top end of so many control decks I love to play. Garrick. Garrick doesn't see enough play. Well, he's not that great, but he's a lot of fun. And to Ugin to round it up. Mana base, we try to get as many forests in here as we can. So I wouldn't cut any of the forest lands for Nissa, which is also why we run more forests and no castles. Like, you can try to shoehorn in a Lockthwain and maybe cut one of the temples, but this deck has relatively heavy mana requirements, so I don't know if I do that. Alright guys, this has been a rambly and long intro. I hope you guys enjoy. Deck list will be in the description down below, and let's get into some games. Alright, game 1. First game of the season. All the way back down to plat 4. Mana seems pretty good. We'll get the tap on the other way. We keep because we have a turn 2 play. We can get down the Heart of Fire. We have all our mana. It goes up all the way to a Liliana. So, yeah, okay. Just 2 damage a turn is bearable. Play this tapped, pass. See, if I Heartless Act it, I'm still taking the same amount of damage. So, I mean, I think I'd rather wait for a better target. Sure, that we can fire off. Pitless Pointiff, interesting card. Okay. We don't, well, double red. Yeah, sure, let's thin the deck out of land. We already have 6 mana available. Grab a forest for if we hit a Nissa. Get Chandra cooking. And just the land, no problem. Yeah, so we plus Chandra to get the loyalty up. I know we don't get the card this turn. D-Spark? Wow. Okay, haven't fought against the D-Spark in I can't even tell you how long. Okay, so this is pretty good. I'll get down on land, play the Clothis, and we can stomp one of these things because we are going to need to get them out of the way. There's not a huge rush. Yeah, okay, so it's a... What is this, like Orzhov Afterlife kind of thing? Sure. Well, stomp the Oligarch. Well, this guy did probably reset from Mythic to Platinum, so maybe it's more of a fun deck. Like a sort of, I don't know, Goodbye Ravnica type thing. We'll exile this, gain some life back up. Land for turn. Vraska can take one of these things out. I can take out the flyer. I mean, it's sort of awkward because my cards are so powerful. I think I get the Liliana going. Like, I don't want to waste Liliana minuses on these creatures. They're more annoying than anything. Yeah, Disfigure, that's fine with me. You can pick at Liliana all you want. Yep. That's fine. Yep. Non-land card. Get that nice little burn. And yeah, I mean, our opponent's deck is sort of just a pile of Orzhov stuff, and yeah, we just grossly outvalue it. Okay, 2-lander, but if we find a 3rd land, we're good to go. We have a 2, 3, 4. As much as I love Nissa, we need to hit untapped land. And 2 Croxes show up in the matchup with the worst possible cards for it. Almost this whole hand is great against control. With card advantage, ramp, just hand disruption. I mean, Vraska can hold her own, but this is interesting. All right, 3rd land. Question now is, do I go for Clothis or Cultivate? Colossus starts gaining us life, which can be very important. But if I cultivate, it gives me 5 mana next turn. Potentially 6. Alright, let's cultivate. Green and red. It doesn't matter. We'll put that on the battlefield. Yeah. Stop my face, that's fine. We run a lot of sweepers for a champion, okay. Choosing not to play the Bone Crusher Giant. And opting for quicker damage and light the stage. Yep. Light the stage again, no doubt. Oh, that's convenient. Alright. So next turn we will be having a Robber of the Rich and a Scorch Spitter. So this can name odd, which will be pretty good. I think now is the time to get Colossus ticking. And I'm playing this super greedy. I'm playing up the Croxa here, forcing them to get rid of that. Okay, so the last card is most likely an Embercleave. Here I'm going to get clocked for quite a bit of damage, but the fact that they have to discard a castle is really good for me. Okay, I get clocked really hard. Eliana, yep. Know you're playing that. And in this situation, Ritual of Soot would be better. Ooh. Game's laggy a little bit. Alright, so I can exile the land and ramp. How much mana do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I have used for 7 mana? No, I do not. So let's exile a light up the stage. Get some of that life. Yeah. Extinction event for odd. Robber stays alive, but it's still a 3-4-1 and pass the turn. Also, Colossus completely nullifies Robber's attack every turn, but it does get to steal a card from us. I lied about that whole stealing card nullification thing. That's not happening anymore. Just a land. Nope. Removal. Great removal. What do we get? Okay, that can help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's get some life back. Crack the Passage. A lot of basics this game, not much Shockland. Guess we go for a Forest. And I'll take out the Torbrand, because if he spends his turn trying to blow up the Chandra, that's okay with me. Like attacking it with the rubber. Infuriate? No, Shock. Alright, down to 4. What you got? This will put me to 2 if he attacks face. Annex. It's not a bad one. But this exiles. So does he go after the Chandra or does he go face? Deep thoughts. And finds a Bone Crusher Giant. Wow, if he attacked face, that would have been lethal. But this guy's robbing has been on point. Like, my robber has essentially given him a whole new hand. Check the mana one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, okay. Gain some life back up. I can Croxa. Is that good? This blows up an annex. Let's say I cultivate. Can I Croxa 2? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'd be able to Croxa as well. Can I do both of these? 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Okay. I think cultivate and Croxa is the play. So we grab. So this and this. This one goes onto the battlefield. This one goes to my hand. Thank you. Yeah, had to make sure we tap that correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And submit. Okay. So we should be alright as long as the opponent doesn't top deck an Ember Cleave. Which actually, if they attack with the Robber, they get access to my Heartless Act. Which just, yep. And that's lethal. Robber completely carrying the game for the opponent. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Okay. Alright. Turn 1 Grazer. Got a Vraska to eat it. As long as we hit land, this hand is looking quite good. We have the removal. Visible backwater, okay. Let's play out the passage. It holds priority. And I don't need to crack it right now. I can always crack it whenever I cast the Vraska. Okay, opponent on some Demiri thing. Let's get double black because we already have double red and double green. Put out Vraska. I mean, we gotta play our cards, right? Let's eat the Grazer. I mean, it still could be Dimir Flash. What, Brazen Burrower maybe? But the Vraska turned our Grazer, which already ramped us, into a card. Oh, he's hovering it. 3 mana, sure. Wish I could plus this at the same time as I cast Kroxa. Like, the same way we sacrifice Priest of Forgotten Gods, I wish I could plus Vraska on the stack to get the draw and the life. It's all good though. What you discarding? I have a feeling that land drops are going to be pretty important in this game. And I've already missed a couple, so that's not ideal. Just a Dismal Backwater. Let's up the loyalty.
Sometimes sacrifice is necessary.
Decline. Kind of want my lands. I don't have that many of them. And hey, Vraska is 2 turns off ultimating. Sure. Also fine. I mean, this makes his flash creatures cheaper, so I could have stopped that from happening. Nightbond, they both go face. Okay, let's go to blockers. Let's see if he wants to mutate onto it. No, or he still could. I'm gonna try to Heartless Act the Nightbonder. Okay, let's go. Perfect. No complaints there. Upkeep Borrower. That'd be my guess. Yep, Upkeep Borrower. Which, I mean, it's not a bad tempo play. But unless this is like a Spectral Sailor, he's in the same situation he was 4, I can just eat the cutthroat. Yep. We can decline to sacrifice, play out some lands, say go. Getting closer to an Ugin. Slither Wisp comes out. Okay, that can draw cards. And take out the Vraska, coincidentally. Huh? You go face, I'm just gonna -3. Yeah. Okay. So, this can go first. Counter magic? I love it. Okay, he goes for a second Slither Wisp in response to the Croxa. And we call odd. I don't think our opponent played that properly, but I'm not complaining. Two of his biggest card advantage pieces are no more. Alright. Let's try to bring back a Croxa. We'll leave the other one in the graveyard. Counter magic. Dispute. Rough. Play up the Grazer. Basically, if I find a second Vraska, I can eat it. It also blocks the Brazen Borrower. Heart of Fire. You slam away. I can keep feeding him spells, and as long as he can't keep countering them, I'm gonna get ahead because I'm filling my grave for the Croxa. Passes the turn. Okay, let's cultivate. Do you counter my ramp? You do not. Okay. I can grab. How much do I have? Double red, triple black, triple green. Alright, let's go black, green. Battlefield hand. Let the swamp pass the turn. So we've hit Ugin mana. Might just hardcast it next turn. Opponent goes for the Raw Borrower. Any follow-up? No. I am not going to block that because I want to see if I can protect Ugin a little bit. Okay. Goes for mutation, draws a card. How much mana do I have? 1, 2. Oh, that's one card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Was this 8 on the dot? Sure, let's try for it. I can always block the Borrower next turn, or the mutated Borrower. And I guess we just kind of make him have counter magic. And he doesn't have the counter spell for the Ugin. Essentially, I just start picking at his board, and if he puts more than one threat, I can minus for it. Alright, opponent is on the play. We have no playables till turn 4, but the opponent mulligans, although I don't know, I don't like not having any playables till turn 4. I think it's way too risky. Here I will put back Croxa, I think. Croxa or a land. Alright, I'll put back the Passage because any untapped land in this hand becomes super playable. Untapped land, perfect. Mono blue? Nope, just adventures. When isn't it adventures? Maybe some sort of weird mill deck. But opponent. Oh, okay, Uro. Opponent on the mulligan, they don't seem to have green mana. So we can take advantage of that. Double Clover. Maybe a Secret Keeper? No. Let's cultivate. Grab some forests for Nissa. And, well, we're not at a turn 3 Nissa, but we're still at turn 4 Nissa, which isn't horrible. Especially against the adventure deck on an awkward draw. Clothis can exile Uro. Secret Keeper mills me for a lot of cards. 12 in total. Look at all the beautiful cards. Well, I mean, they're feeding my Croxa. Croxa is well fed, alright. Oh boy. Milling me for another 12. There goes 24 cards. I mean, if that's your plan, I'm not gonna stop you. You can mill me all you'd like. Let's go here.
Strange and magnificent world.
Animate what? I can animate a stomping ground and kill the secret keeper, which is kind of funny. But I think I just go for the mountain. Test his resolve. Yeah. Okay. And he didn't mill himself, which is weird. Uh-huh. I feel like we are the ultimate beatdown right here. Okay. Let's call Odd. Yup. Get down. Oh man, I'm trying to use my mana. Well, this times 4. Okay. Untap. Swamp. Attack. Tap these two, go for the Clothis. Pass the turn. And the Clothis turns on at 5, so if I revive Croxa next turn... Yeah, let's go. Such a weird game. Okay, let's go. Against Luris, we have all our colors. We have some good mana. Luris with a Watery Grave intrigues me. I'm not sure what we could be facing. Grixis. Okay, I see what you're doing. So the plan is... Well, we can have Nissa next turn, which is a big deal. Grab red and battlefield hand like this. So we can have Nissa next turn, or we can Karn Wish for a Grafdigger's Cage. This is Grixis Lazov. So basically, he sure, Forest. I don't know how this works. Trying to didn't mean to attack with the Grazer. He's trying to turn Lazov into Croxa for super cheap. Meaning that I don't think I need the cage yet, but the cage can be important. Or just getting a Tormod's Crypt. It's fine. I don't think there's a very consistent way he can take out my Nissa. I do think this deck is really cool though. He's running more melee elements to it.
Do not assume I am fragile.
I wasn't going to. This could take something out. Fae of Wishes, okay. Do I just event for even here? Or I could Garrick it away. That's not bad. Sure, let's Garrick it away. Get that value. Nice. And I mean, I'll animate the Fabled Passage because... Ooh, you know what? Okay. Let's grab a forest out of the deck. Animate a forest.
Harness the elements.
Go to combat. Go for Karn. Karn will grab an artifact. And here I can either grab a lantern or I can grab a cage or a crypt. I think well, what does he have? I guess he has the... Yeah, let's go for the cage. It's a more permanent answer. And Sego. Opponent has the cage to deal with, the huge amount of pressure coming from the walkers. But if they still have a Fae of Wishes, wishing for the Elder spell really solves that problem, which they might have just done. Yep, there it is. There's that glorious Elder spell. Okay, so... do I have lethal? I don't think so. This, let's say I name even here, animates another... wait. Let's fetch with Karn. Oh man, can I grab the cleave? Okay, if I grab the cleave, can I cast it? I would need a second red. Red. And then, yeah. Let's go. Fetch cleave. Fetch second mountain. Animate forest.
The land shall conquer you.
And we go attack with all to make that even cheaper. Go to blockers. He blocks that one. And Ember Cleave a Forest. Oh yeah. Look at that quality gameplay. Ember Cleave lethal. You absolutely love to see it. Alright everybody, we are back. So I made a couple changes as we went through the games. I added 2 Arboreal Grazers and I added another Vraska. Basically, the more I play this deck, the more I want it to be a control-y deck with, or sort of like a ramp style control deck. I would probably add more Grazers, maybe the 4th Cultivate, maybe a couple more Rada, and go harder on the walkers. I really enjoyed Vraska. I think finding more Vraska food is the right direction to go with the deck. Probably would cut Ugin down to 1, maybe Shiva Liliana, and add a bit more pieces of interaction. I didn't love the Croxas. I felt like they were slow and too over the top. Like, we already have late game win conditions. I don't know if I'd go with the Croxa. I enjoyed the Clothis. Clothis was good. Chandra wasn't great either. I'd probably make this another Karn. So yeah, guys. A couple changes you can try out. Add more Grazers. Add a couple more walkers. Reduce Ugins. And yeah. Deck list will be in the description down below. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.